Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I could do this from a hospital bed, which is what I plan on doing at some point.
Like Mel Blanc did after his car accident, where they just put
when they forced him to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do Barney Rubble.
Yeah, do Porky the Pig, and after Mel Blanc has almost been killed, and he's like, I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Hey, Mike.
How's it going? Are you okay? You look like you might be sad or tired. What's the matter?
Mike,
are you depressed because
like
of yesterday?
The returning Jeopardy champion where, I didn't get Final Jeopardy right, and I only won $100, and yet I'm back again.
Don't be jealous.
Right.
Don't be jelly.
Yeah, totes jelly.
It's exactly what Carla says to me when I look at her jewelry. I say, look at that. Look at that. I bought a pair of golf shoes last month.
Is Carla laying in the bed saying, help me with the jewelry?
Help me with the jewelry.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
There's a delay, right, between me and you. So
Slight one, yeah.
I can't tap along, so you might just want to kill that music right now.
Okay.
I have to tell you something that...
you could play the music down there, like the closing music, and drum to that. That wouldn't be delayed.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, can I reach? Oh, God. Too many papers.
Lots of papers.
I'm going to get the papers. Get the papers.
Mike right now
We're going to have to
is
see your
in
papers.
front of his drum set, for those of you at home listening.
You know what this is? This is an
If you're not
alternate
watching-
shot.
Yes. And if you're watching, you already know that.
Yes.
See? I can't. It's not loud enough.
Not loud enough for you?
I have to turn it off again.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brantford, Connecticut. Hunters, Washington. Syracuse, New York. Omaha, Nebraska. I've just been practicing Buddy Rich rudiments, and I'll never be a good
What's
drummer.
a rudiment?
Just practicing primarily on the snare drum.
Okay.
I've been trying to... I don't play anymore. I don't play in a band, and I don't do that. But I watch a lot of videos, instructional videos for drums. And so one of these drums techniques I've been practicing to try to get faster, on the snare drum.
Okay.
So if I screw this up, I'm going to try to hit some notes not as fast as I can, but faster.
Yeah.
Okay. So Buddy Rich used to do a drum solo that went something like this.
That was fast.
Wow.
That was good.
It's like we thought you were going to be terrible, and you're great.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I would say that qualifies as fast the minute
Well done.
you
Well
stop
done.
hearing individual
Man,
hits and it just becomes like a rumble.
Those hands. Lucky Carla.
Gross.
There you go.
Now, Mike, I have a question for you about Buddy Rich.
What?
Is that, he's well known as the greatest drummer of all times. What was his signature thing that made him so great? Was it his speed? Speed was his speed. Speed.
Mike, I'm gonna ask you to fix your headphones, for God's sakes, please.
What do you mean?
You look like
Crazy person.
Gary Busey.
Yeah.
All right.
Gary Busey's drum clinic.
Oscar, I need you down here.
I'm down.
Oscar, this is a mess. I'm up to my fucking ass in wires down here. It's so frustrating. It really is. Anyway, hi, welcome to the
Gary
show.
Busey said he never touched the drums.
Yeah.
He never touched them. I never touched the drums. So welcome. Oscar was a little tardy coming
My
in
apologies.
here, meeting with clients, potential clients.
Yes.
And of course, I asked Pony. Pony came in. I said, "Can you find out what the deal is?" Like, yeah, he appears to be in a room. And I said, "Can you go in and ask him?" And I said, he said he's meeting with clients. I said, "Clients for the show or clients for Podville?" He said, "The Podville, I believe." I said, "Oh well, tell him to get out." Yeah. Anyway, that's the way.
He never came and told me any of that.
No, he didn't.
I found him in the hall and I said, "I'll be right there."
Was he walking in circles?
Yes.
Yeah. Just sort of like a dog getting ready to lay down.
The show's that way.
That's right. He's walking in
but
circles.
Anyway,
But
it's good to be. It's good to be here, and So I mean, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
You were using a new grip on the drumsticks.
New technique, new hand technique, and it was one of those YouTube videos that actually you saw. And by the way, speaking of videos, 15.5 hits. Why? I just have to know why. Why do we get like minuscule numbers on TikTok and then suddenly something explodes? Would this be the first viral video we've had in a long time?
Well, we have other videos in YouTube that you're on, especially when you do your voices. Man,
I just took my
to like 30,000
What did
plus
you do?
views.
Yeah, we've got a lot of, but it's been a long time since I've done
It's
that.
been a long time.
Right?
I think since we put effort into this, and now we're back, baby.
That's exciting.
We're winners.
That's
We're
very
winners
exciting.
Did
again.
you just throw your sticks aside as if it didn't matter? Yeah.
Yes, I did. In
Don't
fact,
let
I
them,
never do.
Don't let them break.
No.
How hard is it to break a drumstick? I feel like it happens all the time.
You see it on
depends.
TV,
It's wear and tear primarily.
Are
Like
those
drumsticks,
special drumsticks for your special electronic drums?
No. But I
Standard.
don't like the electronic drums. Not a fan.
We were talking
Not a
about
fan.
that, yeah.
Do
Not
you,
responsive.
do you like, or do you mind, or have you noticed that our headline on TikTok is "I'm never ever full"?
I didn't notice that. Is that for the Anthony Bourdain one?
No, that's for the show.
Just overall.
So, all right. So what Oscar's talking about, we have we put little clips up every day
Yeah.
on TikTok. Pony hates doing it because it requires effort. We talked about that yesterday on the show, and recently Oscar became aware of the fact before anybody because he checks that stuff out, and he came in here and he said that we've got one that's viral. Well, I didn't know how viral it was. I mean, viral could be for our show. We get 1,000 views on YouTube, and we're very happy with that.
Yeah.
And we get tens of thousands of downloads for people that listen to the show. It's just the way it works. We've always been trying to improve the video end of things. So when he told me that it was up like 8,000 views, and then last evening I checked it out, and it was 15,000 views, and it was pretty special.
You're a star. The comments, by the way, are the best because now that you've hit this
plateau
plus 10,000 views,
yeah,
you're getting pulled into what they call your FYP, your for you page.
My For You page?
Yeah, they call it the FYP.
Oh, so like if I just sign on, I'm Joe Blow, and I sign on to TikTok, that's one of the ones that I can optionally subscribe to when I see it.
Yeah, they'll feed it to you. This machine will feed it to you.
Right.
This listener writes, "I can't believe you're in my FYP. I started listening during the Bert Dose and Coffee Time. Like, that guy didn't know we had a podcast.
I saw that one yesterday.
But
Yeah.
this is the
Yesterday.
exposure we're talking about. Like, that guy didn't know we had a podcast.
I watched the video, and I'm talking about Anthony Bourdain, but it's nothing special.
No.
I think that today's, I hope that pulled some people in, because today's is a wonderful YouTube-styled makeup lesson that you gave yesterday, and it is one
Why
of
is
my
that today? That should have been yesterday's.
Pony refuses to do them after the show. He rather do them the next day.
We do one every day.
Yeah, but we could do it after the show, technically, right? If we're talking about logistics.
Hold on, my son
Sure.
wants something.
Oh.
What do you want?
You hear that? Sure.
Oh, okay. Come on. You don't just walk in every day, though. I mean, that's just a new thing.
Hi.
You like seeing yourself on the show, right?
Yeah.
You do.
He
does.
likes
Look at
show
me,
business.
so
He
happy.
loves show business.
He's so happy.
It's part of his
Such
ritual.
a happy boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
I love you. You looking forward to your sleepover tomorrow night? All right, good.
Can we
Good
ask him to
stuff.
bring in a joke? when he comes in?
Or a
I
show
have
and
a
tell?
joke.
Something?
you have a joke. Okay.
I have a joke.
Okay.
I can give you a joke.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this is a Walter Matthau joke. So Rob will enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right. So should I use it in the voice of Walter Matthau?
I think it would help. It would help sell
Three
it.
men are in a convalescent home. They're elderly men. One man says, "Man, I wish I could go number one.
Oh.
I just wish I could go number one. It would be fantastic. It takes so long, and it's just such an effort, and I just can't do it. I give anything to go number one." Next guy says, "Man, it's been 30 years since I've had a number two. Oh, my God, if I could only have a really wonderful number two like Mount Vesuvius coming out, it would be so spectacular. It'd be just great first thing in the morning to have a great number two." And the third guy says, "I can tell you this, that I have a perfect 7:30 in the morning, I have a perfect number one, and I have a spectacular number two each and every day. 7:30 on the dot, a perfect number one, and then at 7:35, a fantastic number two." One of the old men says to him, "Well, if you could go perfect number one and perfect number two at 7:30 and 7:35, what's the big problem?" He says, "I wake up and get out of bed at 9:30 in the morning." Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Walter Matthau told on the Tonight Show many, many moons ago, back in the 90s.
So
but,
good.
Yes, and I'm not a joke teller, so I probably screwed that joke up.
That was great.
It was
I
exactly
understood
done
it. It was
right.
great.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I wanted to talk about specifically was that you really never stop learning. And every now and then when I discover something that is a technique, and in this case it was just some drumming technique that I was showing off a little bit to come in and try that. Don't know how to implement it in real playing, though.
Very impressive.
Okay.
I can do that, but I can't do it like in a set.
But you could.
So it's useless.
You could apply yourself and put it
Well,
into
yeah,
it.
I mean, it takes time, but I mean, it's just the thing about it is that we have now through these wonderful services that it's just spectacular, and I'm just surprised we're not a smarter nation, because there's so much out there
You can
to
go
teach
to
us how to
college
things.
online.
Yeah,
and
almost
not
free.
pay for it.
Yeah.
But this is random
paying.
stuff, a random interest. There's not anything in the world, if you want to educate yourself about, that you can't pop on and rock and roll and have a lot of fun. You've done it for years with DIY projects. I've done it too.
Our first studios were DIY.
Yep.
You don't even, you get a big thing in the mail, you get a piece of furniture or something. You don't need instructions in the box anymore.
No.
You just go on YouTube, mention the product, and and you can probably put the serial number in, and it shows you exactly how to put it together.
A lot of times they have, what is that little bar thing?
QR code.
Yeah, QR code that you
Show
scan
you
on
the
your
video.
phone, and it gives you a video. Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a world.
So
First, get
it's
the Allen
great.
wrench. That's what you need.
Oh, that's the worst.
They all come with Allen wrenches.
Yes, they
right
do.
now. But it's special. It really is special, and I'm happy about that. And I'm thrilled that we have that. It just would seem to me that when I think about that, I would think that we would be a brighter society because of it, and we're not.
It takes a lot more than that to elevate the
there
curve that we've been on for
there are still questions.
60 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we don't really pay attention to stuff, and unless we're really specifically interested in it. And
if they
down
put
here,
educational videos on Tommy Lee's Instagram post, then we'd learn.
Yeah, with his penis, with Tommy Lee's
then we'd
penis.
learn. That's what we're interested in.
That would be special.
Can we? I get the point you're making here. Is education top of mind because of the Biden administration $10,000 credit?
Not really.
No?
I mean, and my daughters both have student loans, so I mean, I'm very happy for them, and and my ex-wife, and they're doing a
Robert
good job
missed
with it.
out
Why?
because he got it too late. Julia will benefit from it, but not Robert.
Well, Robert, probably has to work on the GPA more than anything else anyway, right?
Yeah,
that's what he has to
that's the
focus on.
Yeah.
Did you have the talk with him about that because he missed his GPA that would have qualified him for some help at school?
Yes, it came up. I said,
how'd that go?
He was apologetic, and but it was so close, and he's gonna get it up. I mean, he did an amazing turn in the second semester. And I think he's in a good place to do better now.
Be
But
as supportive as possible.
yeah, you have to. What am I going to do? Kick him?
Well, I feel the same way, and I think you get to a point with your kids where you have to do that. You have to just kind of let it roll and let it happen.
I think the new girl is quite a good influence on him academically, much more so than the previous one, because she's an excellent student. And
you mean Anna Nicole when he was dating her?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the way that went. Yeah. Anywho, when what we like and what we watch a lot of, and stop changing my picture. I've got my computers. What? I have a lot of different outlets in here, and they're all going nuts at the same time. Here's the thing, and I've talked about this when I talk about Anthony Bourdain. To amplify that a little bit, when I'm watching, what's the show? Not Top Chef. Is it Top Chef? Where they're all like in an arena, and you got crazy blonde guy, whatever his name is, Gordon Ramsay, who's up there,
right,
and the bald guy who's cruel. We are watching that.
Top Chef.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's Top Chef. We're watching that not because these chefs are going to come up with something special. We're watching it simply because why we watch all reality television, ultimately for naked cruelty.
Of course.
Right?
Well, I mean,
that's
why do you
what
think,
we are.
Why
it's
do
the
you
Coliseum
think
nowadays.
That they would put, this was a couple years ago, but they put Gordon Ramsay in a show where he went and saved hotels. He's not a hotelier.
Mm-hmm.
He's a chef. I can understand him giving food criticism, but he went to bad hotels and just yelled at people for how bad the hotels were. That's a perfect example of it, because he's not a hotel expert.
I just think that there are, watching the show that I've advocated on this show for so long, a show called Alone, it is so easy, in my humble opinion, and this is not changing the world, because we're not going to, it's not titillating. And, what's our favorite sport? Our favorite sport is when there are head-to-head concussion-yielding collisions. Mm-hmm. That's what we like. We like conflict. We're animals, right, and we like it. I like watching MMA as much as the next guy. I will get online on YouTube and I will watch greatest MMA knockouts. I love it. I enjoy it. I love fighting in hockey. I enjoy it. I know that's my animal instinct. But as far as the naked cruelty part, when you watch a show like Alone, you remove any of the petty BS that you get on the regular Survivor, and you put people out at the Arctic Circle with grizzly bears, mm-hmm, and you're watching them fail because there's only one last man standing. But at the same time, you're learning, and you're just saying, wow, that's fast. Yeah. That's fascinating. Yeah. They're doing that, and it's man against nature, and you don't have any of the BS that's involved with that. And I think if you make that engaging, which I found it to be, couldn't you do a lot of different stuff like that? I suppose the talent shows they have a positive element to them, right?
Yeah,
to a degree.
Do. Yeah, the America's Got Talent and the American Idol.
But it still comes down to who was the biggest star in that arena was the cruelest man, the man who said the meanest thing.
How do you get on a game show? You have to have a personality, and that's how they'll pick you to get on, right? It's one of these. It's a
unless
casting.
It's Wheel of Fortune.
Oh yeah.
Or the guy with the professor with the weird smile on Jeopardy.
Is he
the tall guy?
Is he a current champion right now? I haven't watched in a few weeks.
All I know is watch this guy is like,
oh no,
the whole time. He's I don't watch it. I call that the Bialik factor. I'm an old Jeopardy fan who was driven away by the Bialik factor. I don't know what it is. Seems like a perfectly nice person, nice individual, Mayim Bialik, but just I'm part of the rebellion against her.
Aaron Rodgers drove you away.
No, what drove me away was the initial pick they had, which was the producer who everybody hated. Now nobody remembers his name anymore. Do you remember his name? Mike Richards. Was that his name?
Yeah.
And it's never come back, and it's never come back for the same reason that a lot of shows they
sullied the property.
They didn't think it through.
Right.
They didn't think that this is not. We have been in the small end of the broadcasting business, and it is stunning when you overthink very simple decisions how much it can be screwed up, because you can get this done easily.
They should have let Alec pick him. Or her.
Alec?
I don't think Alec wanted to, didn't he? I mean, he didn't want to do
Alex,
that.
I'm sorry.
Alex.
Big fan.
Alec Baldwin, the host of Jeopardy.
Alec Trebek, his less talented brother.
Alex Trebek was offered to pick his successor to a degree, and he said
I believe he bowed out of it.
Yeah,
right. It's a no-win situation for him.
Well, the ease of doing this, and this is broadcasting, television and radio in general. In a land long ago, far, far away, you had broadcasters, people that were trained to speak on this, on a microphone. They were in the broadcast booths for major sporting events. Yep. They were hosting all of the game shows because they were competent at speaking on a microphone and making themselves clear. Then it just began to get more and more watered down. Back in the day, animated features were people that were professional voice actors that did animation. If you go back and you look at some of the stuff that they had, it was spectacular.
Amazing
It's
stuff.
not as good anymore. It's just not as good as anymore. You get an occasional fit, but a lot of times you don't.
They write to the stars, which is
a
not
great
the way
example
to do it.
would be Nathan Lane.
Right.
Was
Timon or
Hakuna
Pumbaa.
Matata.
Yeah.
He was fantastic, but that doesn't happen every time. And the same thing with people that should be broadcast. And the same thing, game shows more than any other deal. You had Jim Lang. You had Bob Eubanks. As much as I hate to say it, you had Chuck Woolery.
Yeah.
You had these DJs.
That's what they were.
Good. They were good broadcasters, and they found the 1/10 of 1/10 of 1/10 of a percent of DJs who were attractive.
That's it. That would photograph well.
Because it's so hard to find.
Yeah.
I couldn't be in that group.
That's why
I couldn't do it.
Dr. Don Rose never got it.
Just didn't work.
Didn't work.
Oh, no,
But it was so much fun.
If you were in LA and you could take the morning to film a show, like you or Don at that point would have been in the pipeline.
But you've seen Don and I on camera, and it's unfortunately it's very sad, but it just doesn't ever. It's never going to happen.
You could stand
right?
behind the desk.
He didn't have to. Don was always standing in front of him.
I'll blow a little smoke. The guy that got some TV opportunities was our boy Oscar.
Yes.
A little more telegenic. His other guy, God love him. Not going to really happen on a regular basis.
We all make a choice where someone tells you,
here we
hey,
go.
if you lose 50 pounds, you could be on TV.
Yes.
Not
right.
true.
That's all it is.
I've lost the weight and I'm still here.
You were on television. You were on national television.
Yeah, but
commercial.
they cast me as a fat guy on
Crashing.
I
don't think. Look,
Crashing doesn't count.
You have to be realistic with this. But getting back, I'm just thinking about that. Right? We all whenever Oscar on this show has said we all make a choice. Something bad is going to follow that every single time.
As a rule, whenever Oscar makes a declarative statement, something bad is going to follow it. Yeah.
Let me just say, this is what needs to be done. And then something horrible comes out of his mouth after that. But when you talk about the Mayim Bialyak, and then you talk about Ken Jennings, Ken Jennings was a contestant.
He was all right, but he was a contestant. Yeah.
But he's a contestant. It's settling. Mayim Bialik was a TV person and, at least on the Prevagen commercial, a neuroscientist, right?
Right,
Yep.
right.
She actually has her degree.
Yeah, she does.
But she's not a television show host.
No.
She doesn't have the timing, and she does a little beat and a half sometimes when she's behind it, as opposed to disc jockeys who have back-timed, their whole lives, and they know how to do it. So I just think it would have been absolutely easy to find an anchor person. I guess that's where those would be the DJs of today.
Yeah.
You go to one of these markets and you pluck out a really cool, smart. They'd have to be smart. You have to have a little savviness.
Yeah.
But
make no mistake, it is about the presentation and the slickness. You have to be able to bring it.
Who was the host on The Family Feud?
Richard Dawson, Richard Karn, Ray Combs.
That is a bit of an anomaly, simply because I think you needed a comedian. Richard Dawson would fall into the comic actor category, and he was funny, and that show lends itself. So the fact that there's a great example. So when Dawson was done, they brought in Louis Anderson for a while.
That's right. Yeah.
The miserable failure was the guy. Didn't some guy off himself that was hosting
Ray
that
Combs
show?
took his life.
Ray Combs, but he was a stand-up.
Yeah, but he was a good host. He was okay.
He was a good host. And then ultimately, the guy that I think was better than Richard Dawson, who would have thought that? Steve Harvey, put on this earth
but don't
to
forget,
host Family Feud.
Don't forget.
Absolutely.
First, they had to have the Richard Karn experiment.
Oh, that's right, Richard.
That was
there
a mistake.
You go, though.
That
there are
was
the
a
suits
mistake.
over there. He wasn't a comedian.
No, he wasn't anything.
He was a nothing. He was a pitchman. He was a sidekick to Tim Allen on a mediocre television sitcom.
That's a
but
tough
I'll tell
role,
you,
man.
Steve Harvey, and by the way, Steve Harvey's radio show, I always thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think that was the right. But his stand-up was. He commanded the stage, and then he did the same thing when he got the gig with Family Feud. Yeah. And I just don't think if I was wearing those suits for these Sony corporations that it would be that difficult. And how you end up with a bad producer who was the smarmiest, most off-putting individual I've ever seen, and then you have Mayim Bialik and you have Ken Jennings. And I don't know what the numbers are. I haven't followed it, but they've got to be horrible, I would imagine, comparatively.
It's not must-watch anymore at all.
It's
at
not.
all. And it used to be.
And I think, what do you think is gonna be the deal? Isn't she involved in some kind of litigation now?
No, I think
Mayim, didn't she sue somebody or something like that?
The most recent thing I heard is that in addition to alternating with Jennings on the primetime show, or the 7 o'clock show, she's also going to do Celebrity Jeopardy, and I believe that's on tonight.
That's old news. That's back with that's all.
But I think it actually premieres tonight, the Celebrity Jeopardy. Yeah, I believe it does.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see anything else here.
I don't know. It's frustrating to me.
Yeah, but she's hard to watch for me too, and I don't know what it is. Can't put my finger on it.
I think she's perfectly nice in that school marm kind of way. I think her. I'm wearing a Walmart T-shirt right now, so I can't lecture anybody about style.
Wearing a cardboard belt.
I was very well dressed prior to working out immediately before this broadcast. I was dressed to the nines when I hopped out of the shower today and went to the School of the Average Communication. That where they said breakfast. The parents' breakfast.
Yes.
And,
nice.
And we got down there, and on the way down, Carl said, "Do you know what this is?" And I immediately go into full panic mode. I said, "I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is?" Well, I think it's a parents' breakfast. I said, "What do you mean parents' breakfast? Is it parents' breakfast like with Michael?" That's why I'm wearing the really nice golf shirt and the nice pants and the nice shoes, and I put a new belt on.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this, because I want to go to the cafeteria and sit down with my wonderful son. That's what I want to do. She said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "Well, how about when we get to the school, you can hop out and ask one of the people there." And so I stay in the car on the passenger side where Carla puts me when we're in her car.
Stay here.
Her nicer car than me. And she goes across, and I see her speak to one of the people, administrators that wrangle the students like they all do at school. And I see her lean over and hug Michael. And now that you would think a good father would probably at that very moment say, "Oh man, something went wrong. I guess we're not going to have it." I, on the other hand, was in the front seat, and I went, "Yes,"
because you were off the hook.
I didn't want. Well, what it was a breakfast to meet the other parents, and
that's great.
Mrs. O'Mara would have loved to do it. Mrs. O'Mara hugged Michael because she immediately knew that when she came back to the car that I would not be participating. I went to a parents' night the other night. I don't need to see younger, more successful people than me.
Well,
what's that?
That one a year. That's your quota.
Back to school night. You got to do it. But you know what? You don't necessarily need to meet, nor do they need to meet you.
Yeah, but you didn't call her go by herself, did you?
No. She hopped in the car and we were off to Lowe's. It was, and then we pulled off of that. You
didn't go to Lowe's?
No, we weren't getting along well enough.
Got it.
Yeah, we were having a little tiff in the car. So
stuff to buy 2x4s when you're in a fight.
Yeah.
No,
was it the parent breakfast thing? Is that what caused the fight?
No, I have no idea what it was. It was just she woke up, had a bad dream. And when Carla has a bad dream, she's usually a little prickly. And she says that I've been difficult to live with for the last couple of days, as you boys have said. So you know what she's going through with that.
We haven't said that.
No, we haven't.
No, you've said it in the past.
No, yes.
Oh,
yeah. You are hard to live with. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. And other than that, it was fine. Everything.
Were you
was,
in the dream?
No, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were in the dream.
Oh, because the wedding. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And apparently Ben Affleck cheated on J-Lo and took off. And I don't know.
What does that have to do with you?
I don't know. Maybe she's cheating on me.
Oh,
I don't know.
With
I'm
Ben
not.
Affleck?
Jennifer?
With Ben, I don't know. With Jennifer now, that's a different story. I would not be upset with that.
No.
As long as there were the proper amount of recording devices that were involved in that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a classy guy. No. So that was that. And
What
I
did
think
you
I
need
do a
at
fine
Lowe's?
job.
I'm sorry that you didn't get to go.
A little area rug.
Oh,
No.
okay, yeah.
Last piece
I
of
didn't know
the
they
puzzle
sold that.
for the
I didn't know
the drink.
course.
We have set up now. I'm sorry, Rob. My apologies. The drinking room, where it's going to be a
I used
chair,
to drink. Yeah.
little settee, and then 2 smaller chairs. And the centerpiece is a curio that opens up to a incredibly elaborate liquor cabinet. And
Mike,
it's been a long time.
you would think.
It's been about a year putting this together, and we finally have it. Once we moved this in here, this bedroom, and this room is pathetic. This room is and Carla made a point the other day. It is absolutely pathetic. I do the best I can, but cables, wires. We've got a piano in here. We've got a set of electric drums.
It's basically a storage closet.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. When I look around and I think of the way you guys have that studio up there, but I'm fine. You see me.
Yeah.
I've got a backdrop.
Yeah.
I'm okay. This
Nobody
is all I
knows
need.
that. But
I could do this from bed. I could do this from a hospital bed, which is what I plan on doing at some point.
Like Mel Blanc
I
did
plan on
after
doing
his
it.
car accident where they just put
when
a
they
microphone-
forced him to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do Barney
when
Rubble.
Do Porky the Pig, and after Mel Blanc has almost been killed, and he's like, I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
And Mike, I'm not
by the
bitter
way,
about your drinking room. I used to have a drinking room. It was called the basement, the entire floor.
Where you drank alone.
Oh, alone. Yes, and it was wonderful. And I had a rug down there, so I know the need.
The vast majority of your alcohol was consumed solo, correct?
Yeah.
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 So sad.
Is it?
You had Facebook.
Well, yeah, I had virtual friends.
Yeah, and there were times we knew, by the way, when you would be. Did you see the? I think it's like a Far Side cartoon that shows this casket, and in the room are all these empty chairs at the funeral parlor. It's like I don't understand. He had 2,000 friends on Facebook.
That'll be my
the
funeral.
chairs are empty.
That'll be my funeral.
This is it. That is the level of effort that is expended on the Book of Faces. That's what we all love.
But when
It's
I die, they will all poke the corpse.
No, when you die, you'll get a turn. You'll get a turnout.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that happens.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That'll I mean, you'll outlive me now. You're
No,
gonna be
I don't
fine.
know. No, we have the thing now, Mike. We have the thing. The first person to get COVID dies.
Well, I'm gonna. We're supposed to have. Do we have any booster shot news today? There was supposed to be. There was supposed to be booster shot news.
Our bank accounts, if you had student loans, got boosted.
Well, you're all about that student loan.
Yeah,
you're
I
really
feel
all
like,
about
do you
that.
benefit
Do
from
you
this?
have? Are you benefiting from that at all?
No, I'm blessed enough to have last year finished paying off my business school loans.
Okay, all right. So you didn't reap the benefits
but
of that.
the way I feel about it is, and this is not an original thought, but in this country, we're all about trying to better yourself and take risks. And who am I to say that if someone that took a loan out to get an education and because of the circumstances within the economy and the administration now have an opportunity to recoup some of their risk, taking that risk is as American as anything else.
Yeah,
betting
and
on yourself.
the people that are bitching because they had a student loan that they paid off for whatever reason, just shut up.
Yeah.
What's wrong with helping people once in a while? What's wrong with lifting people up? And we certainly lift corporations up in our society. We lift the auto industry out of it. They got bailed out. How about Sam who has a $15,000 loan for college? Why not lift him up and give him a leg up so he can do that?
Yeah.
Look, anytime you are allowing people to get a little help financially, there's going to be hinky crap going on.
Sure.
You're going to have that. But for the people that are all bitter about the fact that they paid off their student loans, Okay, congratulations. Obviously, you paid it off and you're doing okay. That's fantastic. It's the people that are going to benefit, I think the vast majority of them, who need it the most.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I wish we'd get by all this.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't-
get
You
by
can't
all
explain
this
it to the
stuff.
selfish people that aren't getting anything from it, though.
Yeah, if I don't do it, then that's in the past.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous.
Right.
You know?
Don't be jelly.
Yeah, totes
it's
jelly.
It's exactly what Carla says to me when I look at her jewelry. I say, look at that. Look at that. I bought a pair of golf shoes last month.
Is Carla laying in the bed saying, help me with the jewelry?
Help me with the jewelry. Right. Yeah. No, I'm like, it looks great. Congratulations. I'm not jealous, Chloe. You enjoy your rest of your evening. All right, go work out with your mom. Anyway, that's it. We have to take a break, and we'll come back with the homepage.
Are we going to do
fun.
the Talking Head
Yeah,
after
Talking
the
Head.
homepage? Or
Oh no, I forgot. Oh yeah. All right, we'll take a break.
all right,
We'll come back,
right?
and we'll try Trevor again.
Oh, Trevor.
Friendship. It's one of the best things life has to offer.
Thank you for being a friend.
We're
Let me ask
terrible
this.
friends, but we love you.
I know.
And for a true example of brotherly love, look no further than the Mike O'Mara Show.
You get the big casino, die quietly.
Okay.
It's 80 minutes of chumminess that you can enjoy every day.
The only love I really gave was to Matt Bloom.
That'll bite you on the ass, by the way.
Watch it live as it happens on Facebook or YouTube,
Catch it on the go on Stitcher,
iTunes,
Alexa,
TikTok.
Everybody knows the actions on TikTok.
Yeah.
and as always at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
I'm happy.
You getting teary-eyed?
I'm happy. You dink.
Oh, stop.
Be a friend and share the love today.
It's an easy choice when you're surrounded by loved ones that you love right back.
Oh.
There might be a kicker there. Anyway, now is the best time of year to enjoy some beautiful evenings out of doors. And a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your backyard moments even more memorable. I love Solo Stove. You will too. As we get into the fall, oh my God, you got to get yourself
Best
one of these.
time.
Instead of having to constantly dodge those fumes that come up like you would if you were at a bonfire, you can sit back, relax, and actually enjoy the fire because there's nothing like a roaring fire to bring you back to what matters. And guess what? Right now, you can get a great deal on a Solo Stove fire pit. They are brilliantly engineered. They're made with stainless steel, and they're designed to maximize efficiency and minimize smoke. So after you have that wonderful time gathered around the fire, you don't have to wake up in the morning and go, you smell like an ashtray. It's easy to light with just a few bits of starter. Your fire is blazing in minutes. They're so confident that you'll love it that they offer a lifetime warranty and 30-day free return policy. We all have them. We all love them. Solo Stove is the best. Right now, get big discounts on all fire pits during Solo Stove's summer sale. Use promo code TMOS at solostove.com for an extra $10 off. That's solostove.com, promo code TMOS for $10 off on top of their incredible summer sale discounts. We love you, Solo Stove. All right. Let's bring in our talking head. We gave him his intro yesterday. If you weren't listening, Trevor is a gelato guy, and Trevor Morris is he's made a really big life of making ice cream by hooking up with Big Grocery. And this is another day, and I know we're going to do fine today. Hi, Trevor. How are you?
Hey, Mike.
How's it going? Are you okay? You look like you might be sad or tired. What's the matter?
Mike,
are you
Mike,
depressed
I feel
because
like
of yesterday?
The returning Jeopardy champion, where I didn't get Final Jeopardy right, and I only won $100, and yet I'm back again.
Trevor, you were discouraged yesterday. It was not your fault. You said
No. Be clear. It was my fault. It was my Wi-Fi.
And is your Wi-Fi normally suspect? Is that what happened?
No, never.
Really?
Are you
It was
hardwired
my
now?
Wi-Fi, though.
Are you hardwired now?
I am very hardwired.
Nice.
That's exciting.
scary.
I was excited to have you back because you seem like you get the joke and you're a lot of fun. And I wanted to ask you about how someone makes a pivot in their career and starts being an ice cream guy, and then it explodes. It sounds like you've done very, very well with it. How did you get into the ice cream business? Because I'm fascinated by that.
We've done very okay in the ice cream business.
A big bowl of okay? Is that what it is, Trevor?
Big bowl of okay. We do quite well. It's funny. I actually grew up on a dairy milking cows. And then when I didn't do that anymore, I said, I'm never going to deal with milk again. And then I got into the restaurant business. I was a manager at Chili's for a long time. Really great job. And then when I got out of that, I said, I am never dealing with food again. And then I got into the ice cream business, which is milk and food.
Love it.
Now, was gelato always what you were going to specialize in?
No, not at all. But my wife and I, in 2001, we went on our first trip to Europe. We were in Italy, and literally on the plane home, she was trying to sleep, and I was like, in the San Francisco Bay Area, no one's doing gelato. Maybe we should think about doing gelato. I had no money at the time. I had no way of starting a business on my own. But Chris, who is the owner and co-founder of the business, he had just started the gelato business, and I joined him right after it had opened, and that was 20 years ago on Monday.
Let's educate the populace, because I have to be educated on this as well. The main difference between gelato and ice cream. Can you tell us what that's all about?
Yeah, so first of all, there is no true definition for gelato, but it's understood to be it's lower in milk fat, and it doesn't have as much air in it as ice cream. And then generally it's made with whole, fresh ingredients. So butterfat is what we really love. It coats our tongue. Our mouth loves butterfat. That's why we love Ben & Jerry's. Mm-hmm. But it also doesn't, it also keeps you from tasting flavors. One of the reasons Ben & Jerry's has really big inclusions is the actual flavors of their ice cream aren't as intense as gelato. Our milk fat is much, much lower, and that puts less butterfat in your mouth, and you can taste flavors more intensely.
I love when he uses jargon like inclusions, Mike. That's the chunks.
Rob and I mean, we could go to many, many lectures, but nobody will get our attention more than somebody that's talking about something like this. Yeah. Now, your company's name is it called Naya, and you're currently perfecting a cacao-based, did I pronounce that correctly, or is it cocoa?
Is it the cacao bean?
Cacao. All right, Chompley's. What a great name. Hey, I want to be the voice. Chompley, the ice cream's ready. All right, I'm Chompley.
You're not going to believe this, but I told Rob in the pre-interview, when my camera worked great, by the way, I told him a story about how, we're trying to market this new product, and one of the ideas I had was to do videos. I would just get like a little hand puppet so I could do videos with a very simple hand puppet, right?
Right.
So we went on the internet, and some guy out of Portugal is this master puppet builder. And we're like, hey, we want a hand puppet, really simple. He's like, oh, I'm making you the best hand puppet you ever get. And then
this is a good video.
He made a Muppet.
Oh my God. It's Chompley.
It takes two people.
Oh no.
A hand puppet.
This is an amazing.
It's an amazing Muppet. It looks just like Chompley.
Chompley. Right? There's Chompley. Chompley is fantastic.
Did you see me taking this in a grocery store and like, kids, like.
But you got the right sound, because he's got to be like that, kind of a Cookie Monster.
I'm working on it.
Maybe a combination of Charlie and the Cookie Monster, would be like.
Okay, so I got to bring up Charlie, because Charlie's really the reason that I submitted myself for the Talking Head.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. So years ago, gelato business was doing okay, but like every business, we have our tough days. And my girls, I have twin girls, they were just little, like 4 years old. Mm-hmm. And I would drive home from work, and I just didn't want to get home cranky, right? And one day I opened the door, and I'm so excited to greet them. But I'm still in kind of a bad mood. So I just was being Charlie. I just put on my Charlie voice, and they're like, oh, Daddy, how was your day? I'm like, oh, tough day at the joke factory. Nobody there likes my jokes. And they're like, oh, tell us some jokes. And Charlie has the worst jokes. Like, what did the elbow say to the tow truck? I love your pie. Like, just things that made no sense, right? And the girls, they wouldn't laugh, but they'd go, oh, Charlie, that's a good joke. And so this became like just a running joke forever. Like, we use Charlie all the same way you do. Something bad happens. Oh, no, just
Charlie's running.
Charlie's responsible.
There's a
right?
dam collapse. Charlie's up in the tower, and say, I don't know what happened. I pressed the green button.
I've only ever ripped off Charlie from you. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Here's where it really get ugly, though. Just a couple years ago, Lucy, one of my daughters, walks by the office, and I have the show on, and you're talking about Charlie, and you're doing the Charlie voice, and she's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's Mike. That's Charlie." My girls had no idea. They thought Charlie was my invention. And they were literally heartbroken when they found out that I had just ripped it off. Like,
plagiarizer! You are such a plagiarizing bastard, Trevor.
I'm sorry.
I'm so angry. I want a lifetime supply of Chomplies.
Chompley. Oh my God. I love it. So it's cacao that you're working on. Cacao.
Yeah, so plant-based ice cream is very popular right now.
Yeah, it's good
we are
too.
A company that tries to innovate. And so we've made ice cream using almonds and cashews and all kinds of weird things that aren't really milk. And we just decided, well, what's the best plant of all? And the best plant of all is chocolate. So it's a chocolate-based product, and the base is chocolate.
That's pretty cool.
How rich is it? I mean, it would be so intense, I would think.
No, it's not, because we don't have to use as much sugar as in normal ice cream. It's a great product, and it's very similar to a flavor that we've been doing at Naya since we opened 20 years ago. So it was something we had already perfected, and then we took it and made it a new brand. It has lots of inclusions. It's a really indulgent product, whereas in our store, it was something that was just a dairy-free chocolate.
I hope we get a chance to get out there and sample that. You have two celebrity run-ins before we let you go that I want to hear about. Which is the better one? The George Lucas dinner that you bought when you were manager at Chili's, or was it a famous Olympian that you ID'd one time? You carded at...
no, it's George Lucas. So,
it's George Lucas. What's he doing at Chili's, by the way?
So he's a very normal, regular guy. He's famous for this. Yep. We had just opened the Chili's in San Rafael. I'm the manager. Great gig, by the way. And this was 1999. It's right before episode 1. Before George Lucas ruined all the stuff. It's the brand new one that's going to come out.
The second trilogy.
Everyone's just at a fever pitch. I'm so excited to be working at this store because of it. For all you Star Wars nerds out there, all the ILM people were coming in and getting lunch and dinner. There were people wearing Blue Harvest shirts. Like, only the real diehard people know what I'm talking about.
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah.
And one night, a server walks up to me, and she's holding up a credit card, and she's like, "I'm waiting on George Lucas." Wow. And I go, "Give me that." And I go walking over to the table, and there he is. And of course I say, "I knew you'd come in eventually." Little jackass. And then, if you've ever been to Chili's, they taught us, you get down on the knee, you get eye level with people. So I'm the Chili's manager. I'm down on my knee. I'm at his table, and I'm like, I'm so glad you came in. I knew you'd come in someday. And then, like a total idiot, a billionaire, one of America's richest people, I hand him back his credit card, and I go, "It's on me."
That's a great story. That is awesome, Trevor. I am so glad we rebooked you. I was fascinating, really, to talk to you about everything. I'm so happy you've had the success out there. Anybody you want to say before we let you go? Anybody you want to say hi to before we say bye-bye?
Just my beautiful wife, Lexi, and my two wonderful twins, Sophie and Lucy.
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh, my God.
They're 14 now, and they're in high school. So now they're just surly. But that's what they used to look like.
Oh, adorable. They are adorable. Surly. Trevor, you rock. Thank you so much for supporting what we do, and good luck with what you do at Naya and all the other businesses you're involved in out there. We have to take a break. Trevor, thank you very much.
Thank you, Trevor.
See, it worked. Not a glitch. Not one single glitch. Fantastic. We'll take a break and come back with the homepage. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. That was worth it.
Yes.
I was a little hesitant, but it actually worked out quite well. And, anytime you can talk about ice cream, that's how they
Cacao.
It's your boys, Twitch and Amato.
Have you seen TMOS on TikTok? It's tiny, delicious, bite-sized morsels from the boys at the Michael Mara Show.
That's friggin' unbelievable.
TMOS on TikTok.
It's hotter than a deep-fried calzone for Luigi's on 5th Avenue in Brooklyn.
Oh!
And now I'm off to the all-you-can-eat Kiss concert.
Always a good idea to turn the microphone on. That really works really, really well. You know, if I didn't have to reposition my fat ass every time we do a break. Anyway, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. You may be wondering right now if now is a good time to buy a home. According to my friend Mark Livingstone at Cornerstone First Financial, it's a great time to buy a home. Inventory is back to pre-pandemic levels, so it's a great chance to marry the house but date the rate. I have to tell you, I look at homes all the time because it's just fascinating to me to watch the market, and he's absolutely right. You're seeing some opportunities out there. Things are changing a little bit, so what was out of reach a couple of months ago might not be that anymore. So, you know, rates change. You can lock it in to protect against higher rates, and then once you're locked in, if rates go down, refinance your mortgage to lower your monthly payments. And the people to help you with that are our friends at Cornerstone First Financial. Residential lending has changed, and whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're debating to rent or own, upsizing, downsizing, anything in between, you need the team that knows your specific options and can get you the absolute best deal. With their years of experience, customer service, and low-rate guarantee, these guys are the absolute best. They are our friends, and they have done all of our loans. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, whether it's a purchase or a refinance.
Yeah, you make it happen. It's a good place.
Call it a good people at the Cornerstone of First Financial. The number one mortgage company at TMOS 202-625-1221. That's a 2 or do it. Do it.
Pronto.
202-625-1221 for Cornerstone First Financial, and we appreciate it. And thank you, Cornerstone.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know.
Mr. O'Mara
is the homepage.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, yes.
I hate to do that. I think this is only the second time in the history of the show.
What?
That my bladder is about to explode.
Because you had a meeting right before.
Yeah,
I did it once. This is the second time.
I'm so sorry.
Boy, when nature calls, nature calls.
Go do it.
I'll be right back.
Skedaddle back. Hope it's not a growler.
No.
See you for the audio vault. Soundtown. Mike, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, is that Trevor is a great supporter of the show, and one time he actually bought one of our fruitcakes and used it as an inclusion in one of his gelato vanillas, and
I remember
sent me a few pints of it, and it was sensational. But
I think you talked about that when that happened, right?
Yeah, he had the whole thing gamed out in his head. He said this belongs in vanilla gelato, and he sent us a couple pints of it, and it was great. So Trevor, thank you for that. Good guy.
That's a fun guy. Really sounds like he must be. I bet he's fun to work with.
Yeah, I bet.
No, not Soundtown. We want this. Thank you very much, Nick Cannon. My God. He said he wasn't going to continue producing offspring forever, but he's not showing any indication of slowing down. He is now expecting his 9th child.
Hey, do it for fun once in a while.
It's his 3rd with a model named Brittany Bell. What a nice name.
Brittany Bell.
They already have a 5-year-old son named Golden Sagan. And
you were going to name Michael that, weren't you?
Golden Sagan.
Golden Sagan O'Mara?
Yeah. Named after Carl Sagan, though. A different Sagan, you know? Millions and billions of sperm.
Oh, dear.
And a 19-month-old daughter named Powerful Queen. Right.
I can hear Pony laughing through the glass.
Here is the Nick Cannon baby roundup. If you are concerned about this, please get your pencils handy.
Got it.
He has 11-year-old twins, Moroccan and Monroe. I got to go through these names when we're all done.
Okay.
He had those twins with Mariah Carey. So he's the father of those. Then there's 5-year-old Golden Sagan.
Yeah.
And 19-month-old Powerful Queen, and another on the way, Brittany Bell. We already said that. You're repeating it. He has a newborn son named Legendary Love with model. What do you mean newborn son?
He seems to be messing around on Brittany Bell.
What does he just... Yeah, I mean, if he's got a newborn son, Nick Cannon was his 3rd with, I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. And a 13-month-old twins. Zion and Zillion with Abby De La Rose.
How do you spell Zillion? Just
What is
for
he
fun?
is he just impregnating women in the same year?
I think it's the fire hose technique. Yeah. Just spraying.
All right, hold on. 11-year-old twins. 1, 2, Mariah Carey. 5-year-old Golden
That's
Sagan.
3.
19-month-old Powerful
4.
Queen. And another on the way. That's 5.
That's 5.
The 9th one. And then newborn son named Legendary Love.
6.
That's 6. And then 7, 8.
Yeah.
13-month-old twins, Zion and Zillion. My God, man.
Now, you grew
take
up
care
wrong,
of your penis.
You grew up wrong among Catholic families. Did you have any families that were really big when you were growing up?
Well, I mean, my cousins, on Teddy's side, they were 5. There were 5 of them, you know. And my mom, we were Catholic too. My mom had a lot of trouble with pregnancies, a couple of miscarriages and all that.
Okay.
And then, and then they were pretty much done. And then it's like, here I am. And I came out. By the way, when I was born, I did use the Krusty the Clown voice.
Really?
At Hartford Hospital in 1959. Hey, Doc.
Slap you on the ass?
This goose not going to wipe itself off.
Because my mom is one of 8, my dad is one of 5.
Oh my God!
So those are pretty big families,
Jesus.
but that's 9 spread among many different women.
My mom one of 11.
11.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm trying to get my head around it. All right, the 11-year-old twins, that's ancient history with Mariah.
Yeah.
Then you got a 5-year-old, and a 19-month-old, and another on the way. That's the woman he's with now. But he's got a newborn son with another chick.
Yeah, Oscar came in late. We're talking about Drew Carey.
Oh, I thought it was Nick
And he's
Cannon.
got 13-month-old twins.
Yeah, Nick Cannon,
So
I
he
thought.
hasn't been fathering. He's been fathering other children.
Yes.
While he's got the 5-year-old and the 19-month-old because he's got 13-month-old twins with Abby De La Rosa.
Yeah, but he's got America's Got Talent money.
Yeah,
Doesn't
but
make
what
any
I'm
difference.
just saying is, is he married to
He's
any
paying
of
the
these
bills.
women?
I think he's got his latest he's married to.
Brittany Bell?
I think
Well,
so.
he obviously banged Abby De La Rosa when he was married to Brittany Bell, I suppose.
There might have been some overlap. I'm familiar with the story.
Yeah,
little
maybe
Nick
he's more
Cannon.
of a donor.
Who knows? Yesterday, speaking of marital bliss, we found out that Sylvester Stallone got a tattoo of his wife, Jennifer Flavin, replaced with a tattoo of Butkus, his dog in the Rocky movies.
She's
At the
Jerry
time-
Lewis's favorite celebrity spouse.
At the time, his rep denied that there was trouble in the marriage and offered a lame excuse about how the tattoo was messed up and couldn't be fixed, so he had to replace it. The truth is, Sly and Jennifer are getting divorced.
Oh, no.
After 25 years of marriage, she filed last Friday. In her papers, she accuses Sylvester of hiding and transferring marital assets to screw her over. Sources are telling TMZ that Sly was blindsided over the split. Apparently, he and Jennifer had a huge fight because he bought a new Rottweiler and she didn't want another dog, but he figured they'd work it out. Stallone is denying it. He says they're just going in different directions.
The fight
What,
was
he's
so
denying
bad
the
that they
divorce?
didn't go to Lowe's together.
His home, roughly a year ago,
Yes.
was for sale because TMZ was reporting. I said,
Flavin.
Why would he ever sell such a palatial, perfect real estate in Hollywood?
Yeah, I don't know.
Divorce is coming up.
Yeah.
Divorce, that's hiding assets. Here's another story, and I think I'm going to be on Team Hagar with this, all right?
Okay.
Sammy Hagar wrote a song with Eddie Van Halen called Thank You, but they didn't write it together before Eddie died. It's based on a guitar lick Eddie showed him in a dream. He says Eddie told him, man, let's write some music, and Sammy replied, quote, yeah, F it, man. Here, let's go. When he woke up, Sammy used what Eddie showed him and wrote the rest of the song. And he says when he releases it, he'll give Eddie a writing credit and possibly donate the proceeds to charity. And Sammy would like you to know that this is not a gimmick. Quote, and I know Sam, we've met Sammy Hagar.
Cabo
He is a good dude.
Yeah.
He is. David Lee Roth, when they toured together, was the hump on that tour. He said, I feel so embarrassed about it because everyone's going to say, oh, look at Sammy trying to capitalize on Eddie. The fact that he comes out and says that just tells me already that he probably had a dream.
I believe it.
And
Music,
he said no.
Musicians dream melodies and songs all the time.
Reading Word Up magazine.
Yeah.
He says he's not. He says you don't understand. This was a real effing dream, and I told you exactly what happened in it. So I just wish the song was out right now because
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. That's very,
cool.
very cool.
That's very cool.
Do you have a celebrity doppelganger? Either one of you guys have a celebrity?
People have said I look like The Rock.
It's funny that you have said that because last night Dan Von Herman posted a picture of the king.
Have you seen this?
From the Dragon Show?
Yeah.
House of the Dragon. And I thought when I saw it that he had photoshopped my face onto it. Because
Really?
this guy, these eyes look like my eyes. I don't have a weeping sore. I don't have a weeping sore on my back, but I do think I look like that's
but the
first
nose
celebrity.
is different. The nose
Yeah, he's
is
got a
different.
stronger nose, but
Yeah,
the
but the
eyes.
eyes,
Yeah, that's the
he
first
has his
time.
father's eyes.
That's the first time I've ever seen a celebrity that I said, "Wow, I guess I really do look like that guy," or vice versa.
Well, that one time that somebody did it with me,
Yeah.
and Jude Law, I get it. It's
He
the way
looked
it
like
works.
Statham when he was younger and skinny.
No, I don't think
That
so.
first time he lost,
You
I
think?
felt. I was like, this man, you looked amazing.
And of course, a little like Joan Crawford. When I do my eyebrows.
You beat me to the woman.
Oh, sorry.
A new poll found just 15% of Americans think there's a celebrity who looks similar to them. Men were twice as likely as women to say yes. 9% of women said they do, compared with 20% of guys. The question was asked because of a study this week that found strangers who look alike tend to have similar DNA. Maybe similar personalities, too. 58% of people in the poll agreed they probably have a doppelganger somewhere. A lot of people, when you do what we do for a living, a lot of people will put a picture up.
Sure.
I had
that
terrible
guy who
ones.
used to have live shows, and it would always be this fat guy with red hair that we'd introduce as my son. It was embarrassing.
But he
anyway,
came to every show.
Yeah,
He came to
somewhere.
every show.
Somewhere in the world, somebody looks like you, and whether it's a celeb or not, almost half of us have been told we have a doppelganger before. So there's that. Have you ever wondered about making your thing bigger? Well, here's the deal. There are offers online and everywhere else, magazines and stuff, with pills that say they can do the trick.
Yeah.
That, you can be larger by taking a supplement. Online pharmacy chemist Click has claimed these pills pose a serious risk to public safety due to the unknown presence of psychoactive and unregulated ingredients. That was a tough sentence, man.
Yeah.
Really?
A lot going on there.
Due to the presence of psychoactive and unregulated ingredients. A blog for Chemist Click discusses whether the pills work, what dangers are associated with them. It says, while many of these companies claim to increase penis size, when you look at this from a scientific point of view, the Schwanstucker is tissue and not possible to take pills to increase the size of tissue in the body.
Yeah.
There are products that work to help ED. However, in terms of increasing the natural and flaccid state of the penis, unless you opt for surgery, no product or technique can permanently increase size, and now I no longer can say, so you're telling me there's a chance.
I know that for a few years ago, I took the pills for a while, and at WJFK, they wouldn't let me ride in the elevator anymore.
Yeah.
It was...
Because it was, that was gross. And now a little something. There's a man in Detroit who went to a gas station early Tuesday and ordered a pack of Swisher Sweet cigars. But when he lit up, he didn't like the smell. He thought it had cologne on it. He went to the clerk and tried to get his money back, but the clerk refused. The clerk said the guy was the one wearing the cologne that he smelled. So the guy went outside, filled a bucket with gasoline, opened the door, dumped the gas inside, and lit the place on fire.
Oh, no.
Fortunately, the clerk was able to escape, and no one was injured. The police have a suspect in custody, but they haven't released his name. And as you might expect, the gas station suffered a severe torching. But the good news for Oscar is that there's a special this week on charcoal grilled taquitos. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm here all week.
They sure
We'll take a break and we'll come back with something. I know we will. I promise. That's what we do. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show, and I am suddenly craving a nice fruitcake gelato. Yum, yum, yum.
Not a taquito?
No, not a charbonne.
Has this ever happened to you?
This guy saw me running. He's closing the door, pretending like he hasn't seen me as I'm yelling.
Step up to a new experience in airline travel that's made for a powerful, sophisticated business leader like you.
I buy, you fly.
Santana Airlines shows you the difference between getting where you're going and leading the way.
It's not like we're in a hurry to go anywhere.
Santana Airlines, where everyone is treated like a CEO.
I'm a CEO.
I'm the president, she's vice president.
And as you enjoy the synergy of the amazing skies, use what little bandwidth you think is actionable and circle back to the amazing deals at the Mike O'Mara Shopping Center.
Leverage the value proposition of that low-hanging fruit. At the end of the day, it's a win-win. Just pivot and click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
It's amazing.
Hold that play!
There they go. I love it. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This is a busy time of year, and the last thing you need is having to run out at the last minute to some overpriced drugstore just because you ran out of razors. The solution? Harry's. Love them, love them.
Yes.
They deliver right to your door, so you never need to worry. I'm a Harry's guy for life. We all are. Amazing price point, blades that never seem to get dull, and the best shaving cream and body wash on the planet. Right now, you can get your Harry's starter set for just $3. Plus, you'll get a free travel-size body wash. The set includes a 5-blade razor-weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover. That is a $16 value for just $3. Visit harrys.com/TMOS. Harry's has the highest customer satisfaction rating in the shaving industry, and we are so proud to be associated with Harry's. They're still offering a no-risk trial. Don't like your shave? No worries. It's on them. No matter how busy things get, you can still stay fresh with Harry's. Get your Harry's starter set today, and you'll also get a free travel-size body wash. Just go to harrys.com/TMOS. That's harrys.com/TMOS. Well, you know, I may still be fat, but I am going to the gym, and I worked on my little weight pull-down machine where I sit about 3 inches from the mirror, and man, notice that the shirt that I'm wearing right here, riding up on my ample belly today, really, really makes you feel good about yourself when you do that. And then the previous day, I do Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Those are my workout days.
3 days a week, damn.
Previous day, there was a guy, I think he was 400 years old, that was in the gym, and God love him. He had a cane, and he was old. I mean, I looked at him and said...
Was he getting it done, though? I mean, or was it...
I only saw him working, and then I went to another machine, so I didn't say, so I saw him. But, I mean, you couldn't help but notice the guy and say, man, oh, man, you know, no, from the womb to the tomb, might as well get out there and get her done. Yeah. It was motivation.
Yeah.
And then he came over, and for whatever reason, I forgot what was the machine I was working on. My buddy Tim's next to me. He's helping me, motivating me, and getting me going on this thing. And the guy comes over, and he says, is that your son? With like a German accent, and I forget from like my regular life and then doing this show sometimes, I forget to turn off the comedy spigot. And I said, I guess in a voice that was too loud.
Yes.
I said, no, he's my boyfriend.
Yes.
And Tim is looking at me going, I can't bring you anywhere. And it was a moment. It was a moment that we had.
What a great on-the-spot response, though.
That's perfect. That is
and
perfect.
then you know, so Tim's dealing with that, yes. And then as soon as I hear any kind of dialect, I'm walking through the whole thing, creating a whole scenario. We never had these workout facilities in Stalag 13.
Was this guy old enough that he might have arrived on our shores in like 1945?
Yeah, he looks like just old enough. Those guys. Most of them end of the line for the WW2 folks.
Exactly.
But
down in Brazil, I came here via Brazil.
The mechanisms are so spectacular in this gymnasium. What a wonderful thing this is.
Moves the pin. 10 more kilos.
Do you? Did you feel any? What was his response?
The old man?
Yeah.
Don't think he heard me, actually.
Okay.
And he was off to his other thing. Yeah. I think maybe he's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
You get people
happy
like
to be
that.
Breathing.
Yeah.
You get people on a lot of tricycles down here. And as I say all the time, we have had an amazing influx of people to Southwest Florida. Mm-hmm. And I think it is now manifesting itself on the highways and byways. As today, I probably counted 2 seconds, a 2-second beat with a red light with a guy going through one of the busiest intersections down here and almost took the front of Carla's car off. And, and it's just, it's stunning. And, it's everywhere. We're turning into the big city down here. That's just the way it goes. But, I'm fine. I'm cool with it. You just have to be careful. It's like a road rally. We have a sheriff in Lee County, Florida, where I live. The red Robert E. Lee County, Florida.
Yes.
And he fancies himself. I don't know what you guys get up in Virginia because I've been gone too long. Do you get the sheriffs that are media figures that are endorsing candidates and are coming out and doing things? I think you ought to be dragged in front of people. Yeah. Is that what it is?
Purple, yeah.
Well, this guy's all over TV.
You would get that in Arizona or Ohio. That's the first time in my life.
Similar to that. They're very political here. They have like these sheriffs that are endorsing, I think it's the agriculture commissioner.
Yeah, and they have more power down there, don't they? The sheriff.
They have a lot of power, and it's a political position, and it's the way they go. But my advice to him would be, the idea of taking your sheriff's vehicles and just putting them on the side of the road empty.
Yeah.
First of all, you see that it's a Caprice Classic, Rob.
Right.
It's a Crown Victoria or whatever.
Sure, whatever the cop
and you got it on the side of the road and they're empty. Everybody knows that's the dummy. That's the dummy sheriff car. That's not a real person in there. And it's crazy. It's going nuts.
Is Boss Hogg running again?
No, he's not Boss Hogg.
No.
From the Dukes of Hazzard.
Our sheriff's first name is Carmine.
Oh.
Not Roscoe?
No, Carmine.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
No, when I hear Carmine, I'm just like,
I just want to look how they massacre my boy.
Anyway, it's going to be fine. Everything's
Listen, we're going to put a car on the side of the road that doesn't have a sheriff in it.
Yep. Oh, I love Florida. Yeah. And still the surface of the sun.
Yes, that's
always
nice.
Yeah. So slow down, people. We have to take a break. When we come back, we are going to have the Town of Sound because that's
something special today, Mike. Something special.
Really?
Yes.
Is it the Sammy Hagar record?
It's not that.
Okay. We'll take a break. Come right back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Looking for a way to beat the heat? Then try a refreshing serving of the latest bonus show.
Merv, what are you doing?
I'm doing the show. Do you mind bringing me another one of these sodas, the special ones I got?
I'm reading off the internet so I can sound smarter.
Did you see the new Papa John's bowl?
I was 2 pounds up when I woke up this morning.
Ooh, it's hitting me. This is my first one.
I didn't want to say anything, but I had to say something.
Mami, perdón, me están haciendo tomar. No quiero hacer esto, pero tengo que hacerlo.
Bolivian man with a giant soda buzz.
I'm the hammered one.
The TMOS bonus show has the taste that refreshes during this no bummer summer. Get a subscription and laugh the day away at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mom, get off the internet.
Tomorrow on the bonus show, the Fisher's Island lemonades arrive today.
Oh.
The Fisher's Island lemonades and the Fisher's Island tea. The only problem is it is a sleepover night. So I don't know, if a parent comes to the door dropping a kid off, and I'm like, it's going to be fun. I'm going to take breakfast tomorrow.
Is that spelled F-I-S-S-U-R-E? Fisher?
Fishers, like anal fissures.
Anal fissures.
Anyway. Do you remember the name of the employee that had one of those?
I don't.
Yeah, that was before your time. We had a sales guy.
I didn't know that.
We had a sales rep that I used to have a lot of battles with. That,
JM?
Yeah. No, not that one. No, DR.
Oh, okay. All right.
First name Dennis.
Yes.
Anyway,
he was a good guy.
It's closer than you think. And if you're what's closer than you think?
It's explained if you read the copy.
Oh, I have to. All right, turn that music down so I can give it the proper read.
Okay.
Now. It's closer than you think. And if you're a small business owner, you know how important it is to be ready for the holiday season. Oh, that's what's closer than you think.
Yeah.
If you haven't started preparing for the chaos of holiday shipping, you're already behind. Luckily, Stamps.com has everything you need to make your life a whole lot easier. It's the 24/7 post office that you can access from anywhere. You get access to USPS and UPS services right from your computer, and you can protect your margins with major discounts on USPS and UPS rates, up to 86% off. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, and you're up and running in minutes. And with Stamps.com's Switch and Save feature, you can easily compare carriers and rates, so you know you're getting the best deal every time. Plus, if you're running an online store, Stamps.com works seamlessly with all the major shopping carts and marketplaces. Here's what I want you to do. Get ahead of the holiday chaos this year. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code TMOS for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the homepage, and enter the code TMOS.
Sound.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
Dateline Detroit. Ooh. There is a theme park there, an amusement park called Belle Isle Park, that's reopening after being shut down because of COVID. And actually, there's a Detroit rapper. His name is G-Mac Cash, and he wrote a song about one of the attractions there. His name is G-Mac Cash. The song is called Giant Slide.
Hey, you can break your back on the giant slide. You can even break your neck on the giant slide. You can even bump your head on the giant
Action
slide.
park.
And watch your hands and your legs on the giant slide.
Obviously, he has to be kidding about breaking your neck on the giant slide, right?
Or is he?
Well, Mike, there was a YouTube video that went viral. Courtesy $5 of the week goes to Glenda Bloom, who called my attention to this. I want you to listen to the people that are coming down the giant slide. I don't know if they somehow revamped it when they were closed for COVID, but it's got a lot of speed. And on one of the bumps, people are leaving the slide. They're actually going airborne.
I mean, I made a joke about it, but is this a slide similar to like the Action Park, which is essentially,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
It's just like a dugout ceramic.
Well, I believe this slide, it appeared to be metal based, because that's what it sounds like when the people go down the giant slide at Belle Isle Park. Pony?
Yeah, it's like waves kind of going down a hill, and as you crest over some of these waves, you unfortunately take air, and these people are in burlap sacks, so there's no way to control your speed.
So here we go. Here's a Belle Isle Park.
Do they have any, is it still going?
Yeah. Boom. See, a slide shouldn't be an impact ride.
So do they have any Roman candles? Sorry.
When reached for comment, Mike, Belle Isle Park said, out of 500 riders on the first day of reopening, only one was injured.
Wow. Oh, you got to shut that down, just like that guy that did it at Action Park.
That's
I
right.
hate it.
They're gonna retool it, I think, or maybe put something on the burlap side. Anyway, so that's in Detroit. Len Dawson, one of the greats, and really sort of an old school
Kansas City Chief Lenny Dawson.
Yeah, he passed at age 87. He had an amazing win in Super Bowl IV, Chiefs versus the Vikings. You'll hear it discussed here, and also, I always hate when Hank Stram plays for the camera, and you get some of that in this.
Well, I mean, that's what that is with Hank Stram is it was one of those rare occurrences back in the day. They do it all now with Hard Knocks and with all the cameras. By the way, a lot of these NFL teams have their own in-house Hard Knocks that they put online.
Right.
So you see this all over the league. Back in the day, NFL Films had Hank Stram mic'd up, and Steve Sable, I think that's the guy's name, and they were showing Hank Stram. So what? I don't know if it was playing to the camera as much as it was the only time they had a camera on a coach like this. They would do it with Lombardi once in a while, but with Hank Stram, but it was his personality.
Lombardi hated it. I think that Stram. Anyway, here this is Len Dawson, dead at 87.
On January 11th, 1970, victory belonged to Hank Stram and his Kansas City Chiefs.
My strong suit was accuracy, and I could throw the ball accurately up to 50 yards.
Lenny would throw the ball maybe 10 yards ahead. He was a man, so he deserved to get out there and play in the Super Bowl.
Come on, Lenny! Pump it in there, baby! when I think about Lenny. The bigger the game, the better he played.
Dawson decided to resume his passing tactics. It was a wise decision. In a brilliant individual effort, Otis Taylor turned a routine hitch pass into a devastating touchdown.
It has to be ranked as one of the great performances by a quarterback in the history of the National Football League.
And if you don't think things have changed, you Google Len Dawson, you'll see a picture of him in a uniform on the sideline. Smoking a cigarette, drinking a Fresca.
Oh, my God. There is a shot of him in his dirty, soiled uniform with a choke in his hands.
Yep.
It's amazing. Back in the day, a professional athlete in the middle of a contest, hooving on like a cool.
That's right.
Amazing.
Well, save home, Len Dawson. Mike, I promise you something special. We've had Deckman. That was a great jingle. We've had a history of great jingles. This one is a special one, and I send this to all the people of Milwaukee. Apparently, a lot of people in Milwaukee remember this jingle for Mike Crivello's World of Cameras. And, Mike, if you were a guy, and I don't guess you see a lot of camera stores anymore.
Not anymore, no.
But Mike Crivello loved hearing his name in the jingle.
When you're thinking cameras, there's a world of things to see. We've got a choice from a wide selection of the highest quality. And a staff of professional people dedicated to serving you. So when you're thinking cameras, one place stands alone. Mike Crivello's world has got that extra something, service and quality. A warm and friendly world, reflecting our lives through photography. Mike Crivello's world is a wonderful world of cameras. Mike Crivello's world is a wonderful world of cameras.
Yeah.
It's Mike Crivello's World of Cameras.
All right, turn that one down. I like this one still better.
Deckman, great memories with a nice deck.
Still the winner.
See, there's a quality to these that now Mike Crivello's World. It's a difficult to pronounce
There's
name.
polish.
Yeah.
There's enough polish in there where it doesn't quite reach the standards.
I said it's not quite
polished.
Deckman. It's not quite Deckman.
And then it's got deck, where you need a nice deck.
where you
Mr. Plow.
Create
You know.
memories with a nice deck.
With a nice deck. Okay, you made me do it again.
Deckman, great memories with a nice deck.
All right. I have to apologize.
You know what happened with that?
What?
That Mike Crivello allowed us to enjoy Deckman even more now.
Yes,
That's just
exactly.
the way it works.
Mike Crivello's world, Mike. It's Mike Crivello's world. We're just lucky to live in it.
Yes, I know. Absolutely.
I have to apologize to all listeners far and wide because for a while I was okay with Tom Hanks. I still think he was good in the Elvis movie, but I was okay with Tom Hanks playing everybody for a brief fleeting moment when he played the Colonel. But he's back. Mike, he's playing Geppetto in the live-action version of Pinocchio.
Hello, Pops.
An almost real boy. Turn around. Let me get a look at you. I will be right here when you get back.
They must have written him a big check for that one.
Big, fat, juicy, dripping check.
A big check, Geppetto. There you go. Tom, what are you thinking, man? Sorry about that.
But it is so creepy looking because the stuff in the movie, like the Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio, the cat and the mouse, not the mouse, the fish, they're all CGI. They're all like animated, but then it's real. And so, like, Geppetto is real. So it's a weird looking thing.
What, like Space Jam or something?
Or like
What
Who
is
Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, they have cartoons in a real setting, like Tom Hanks.
So it's Tom Hanks walking around,
right?
It does look better,
Okay.
but it's just like the Disney Pinocchio. It's the same costuming and everything. It just looked upsetting to me. It's a
Deckman, great memories with a nice deck.
That's right. Create memories, Mike, with a nice deck. Let us close with this, shall we? Want to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Go, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you okay? This
Yes.
is like we're rowing to shore, baby. Row to shore. Come on, we got 2 more minutes. Let's go for it.
Go to the Adirondack section of New York, and you have the Adirondack Animal Landing. And this place looks to me to be the home of dirty animals that you can drive your car through. And this family has their windows down, and they're feeding a camel, which is a pretty dirty animal, I think.
They can spit, too.
They can. But what they didn't expect
And they have dirty toes.
While they're feeding the camel, they didn't expect the ostrich to jam his head in.
Deckman, great memories with...
And get after the wife. The wife does not like the ostrich.
No, buddy, no.
Yep. Bright people.
Yeah. They paid for that, Mike.
Bright people.
They did. That's all I have today.
Okay. There we go. We got to get out of here. I got to go practice my drumming some more and work on this hair. I have a solution that I'll tell you about on the bonus show tomorrow.
For your hair?
For my hair. I will be consulting after this broadcast with our friend in the pink shirt to get this done. I'm done. This doesn't work for my do. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work. Look. Here we go. There you go. There
I'm
it is.
so glad you didn't say you were going to consult with your friend in the blue shirt, because you know what
At least I've got some. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. But I had a haircut Tuesday. I don't know what the is going on, but that's the way it looked. Listen, I've had a wonderful time.
Good, Professor.
Our thanks to Trevor Morris, wonderful guest. Good luck with Naya, your gelato. If you're in the Bay Area, please go check him out. We'll be back with a bonus show tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody. Check us out on TikTok. It's fantastic. We'll be back tomorrow for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana. Mike O'Mara saying, so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
There's no words. No words. No words.
That's awful.
I deeply regret this moment, and I solicit your prayers and your forgiveness. I see